How can you use the ISM Services PMI to find an opportunity on Bitcoin? Well, first things first, how does ISM Services even affect Bitcoin, right? Well, and to answer that, you have to understand how ISM Services affects the Federal Reserve. Remember, for Bitcoin, if the Federal Reserve is printing money, they're cutting rates, Bitcoin goes to the moon, right? There's more liquidity in the system. Bitcoin's a fixed asset. And so people want to buy the scarce asset with the fears that there's more money awash from the Fed. But the Fed doesn't make decisions willy-nilly, right? They're not just randomly, well, some of us would argue they do, but they're not supposed to. And so what they'll do is they'll rely on specific data points. And those data points will point the Fed to whether the economy is booming or whether the economy is struggling. If the economy is struggling, they need to put more cuts, more QE into the system. If the economy is booming, they need to hike rates, right? And so now ISM manufacturing or services rather, what it shows you is it shows you how well, it's a little snapshot picture of how well the services economy is doing inside the United States. So if you get a print that's very positive, what that means is that the Fed's in no rush to cut rates. They don't have to inject liquidity into the system, so Bitcoin goes down. If, on the other hand, however, services is weak, well, that might mean they have to cut rates faster. And so that's going to push more liquidity into the system. And so Bitcoin is going to rise. So here's what you need to do. You need to go to your screens and we're going to look at the calendar. And here's the way to trade this event. So you want to stay away from unhelpful calendars like the Forex Factory calendar. It's maybe helpful in other ways, but it doesn't give you the numbers that you need. What you need is to understand the full range of expectations because you want to trade a shock, right? So here's ISM, and here you need the full range of expectations, the high and the low. If this actual number comes out and it's below the low or above the high, that's going to give you something that is more tradable and it's going to shock the market, right? So what you want to do is you want to wait for this to come out. You want to see if the lightning bolt appears, which tells you immediately if this is outside the low or the high, just like this. And then you can jump in immediately on your 1 minute chart and try to scalp a few dollars out of BTC. So hope that makes sense, guys. If you are interested in picking up this calendar, just go to financialsource.co and pick it up today.